What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? So, any second now, Chris will be joining us again. It looks like we are live, I believe. Heck yeah. Okay, so any moment now, Chris will be back, and we're going to start this lesson on technique evaluation. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. Yeah, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. If anybody is watching the VOD, please like and subscribe. This is a brand new channel, a brand new idea. What's up, everyone? Oh, that's me. And yeah, the idea is that we're just sharing our lessons together. We're just recording our unedited full guitar lessons, roughly at the conservatory level. I'm like a little bit imbalanced. There's some things that I'm much better at, and then other things that I'm min-maxing, let's say. Going all in on some skills and then skipping other skills. Hey, Chris, there you are. Okay.
Sorry for the technical delay.
No worries. Likewise. It gave me a chance to double check something over here. Okay,
Good.
so
Give me a chance to pay the mechanic.
Perfect. All right, so we are live. I was hoping to do, like, we always periodically check in on technique, of course, but as an adult student trying to, build structure and everything, I love the idea of like every 3 months or so. Hey, Garagon, hey, Pajma Bez in the chat. I love the idea of like every 3 months or so trying to get like a heart conservatory student level evaluation. Like,
Okay.
I don't know what that would look like. I mean, of course, adjust anything to me and my individual, situation as a student and everything. The only goal that we talked about was scales at 92 BPM.
Yep.
So I've been working toward that. Want me to just play a scale?
Yep.
All right. Let's do it. Metronome?
We'll do it without
on?
without the metronome to start.
Okay.
Good. Do it again. Good. Okay, now turn the metronome on and put it at 76.
Okay.
Good. Get that tempo clearer in your head and don't start before you're ready, okay? Good. Put it up to 82 or whatever your metronome will do in that ballpark.
Yeah. I figured out how this metronome can switch. You just you press both of these buttons, or I got it to work once. Never mind. Maybe not. There we go. No, I got it. Yeah, 82.
Good.
I thought that it by design would not do singles, but yeah. Okay.
Do it one more time at that speed. Good. Let's take it up to 88. I'll explain what the rationale behind what we're doing and how there are certain things we're not dealing with at the moment. We'll
Of course.
but whenever you're ready. Good. A second time.
Third time.
Good. Nope. We're going to go ahead and kick it up to 92 now.
Okay.
a second time.
Second.
Take longer before you start. Good. Don't worry about little glitchy stuff right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get there. Good. 96.
I haven't tried it in months, but we'll try it now.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't worry. So everything past this point
Yeah.
is purely Sherlock Holmesian.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Of course.
okay.
Of course. Yeah. Detective. Where does it all happen? Yeah. I have so many self-reflections, but yeah, 96.
Good. Do it again. There you go. Remember that every time you're at a new speed, past or around the threshold that you are working toward, that first one's a write-off. Right? It's like in the Matrix, everyone falls the first time kind of thing.
Yeah, the first.
And if you nail it the first time, don't think it's beginner's luck, but just take it as a freebie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Go to 100.
It's cold.
Telling me it's like
In the
9
winter.
degrees out here.
Yeah, it must be worse. Yeah, your basement. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That one is a little
Yeah.
rough start.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it again. We'll write that off. Good. Now that was cleaner, but we're at that. We're starting to feel that membrane hold us back. Good.
Yeah.
You can turn the metronome off.
Okay.
Okay. Now, speed wise, great. Really, like that's you.
92.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is this the only, well, 96 actually. I mean,
Cool.
96, you still had control over the speed.
Cool.
There are other aspects we're going to start to break down, but it was purely speed
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
at first, just to see, hey man, how fast can I go? Right.
Yeah.
And so right there is now, what other scale patterns have you been doing?
I've
Just
been
that
doing
one?
all of them. I've primarily focused on G2 octave, and then after doing it a few times in a practice session, I'll go to 3 octave. I'm mostly doing like G, E minor, C major, for whatever reason, not A minor as much. And then at some point, I'll run through all of them. And like sometimes I'll hang out on like B minor a bit because it's super hard up there. But I have been running through all of them. Yeah.
Kick it back to 88 or 86 and go ahead and do the 3 octave one for me.
Okay. 3 octave.
Nice. Nice. There was a little bit of an acceleration right there at the end, but I think that you were kind of like, I'm almost there.
I was excited. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm almost there. Go do it again. Great. Okay, let's pop that up to 92 now. Good. A second time. Again, take as much time as you need before you start. Let's do a third one on that one. There's no rush. There's no rush. You can play faster than this. You're fine. rougher start, but better control of rhythm overall.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
The three octaves ones are, man, those are, it's not even like next level, it's like boss level.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
They're
know,
harder. Yeah.
you're adding, a lot more notes to be in control of. Good. You're going to turn your metronome off. Sorry. I'm going, it's like 6 a.m. My mouth doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so that right there is the end of your first year as a performance major in
Cool.
terms of scale speed. So there are areas,
Cool.
and so that you're kind of clear on this, you've got a little bit of a hodgepodge, right? There are some things you're doing that are more junior level. There's some things you're doing where it's still like at the end of your fourth semester. But in
Yeah.
terms of scales, that's now the end of your first year.
Cool.
So
I thought it was first
congratulations.
semester. No, it's
No,
first
that's
year.
first year.
All right. Hell
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
that's first
Twice as
year.
far as I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, sometimes people accomplish that in the first semester, and sometimes they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the end of that. It's at the end of that
Yeah.
to go. So, like in terms of repertoire and other things, that's well into your sixth or seventh semester
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in terms of the comparison.
Yeah.
So it's in some areas, like in some arpeggios that you have, that's far more like end of your second into your third year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so there are certain things that you have going for you that are further advanced and controlled than others. And this is one that's been
Yeah.
a real pain in your backside.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it clean for you
I
too.
swear it's because of 10 years, as an engineer,
It very well could be.
hitting the return key, hitting the especially like the freaking brace key or like the delete and just like the
Even when you
keyboard,
brought it
man. I
up
swear.
and
Yeah.
and you told me about this,
Oh yeah,
like the
that
way that
too.
you hold your phone,
Yeah.
like that didn't even occur to me.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
used to working with mechanics and athletes and people who have overdeveloped knuckles where they have
Yeah.
a harder time straightening their fingers,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and getting those knuckles to be more flexible.
Yeah.
That's
Um.
tough.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
freeze for a second.
Yeah. You froze for a second, but you're back. Yeah.
The
You're
wind
back
must have
now.
blown outside,
Yeah.
blew the wireless signal
Yeah.
somewhere. So bravo on the speed. Okay, now
Thanks.
let's take what you did and think about a couple of different categories in the scales themselves.
Yeah.
So we've got the overall speed, and we're only objectively looking at speed, and
Yeah.
you got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have tonal control, rhythmic control, and overall accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if those are the three other ways that we can break things up and examine them,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about your rhythmic control in all of them?
There are some issues in this run through, and I want to say it might be that I'm so used to practicing scales for 30 minutes straight, like
Yep.
always just working it up to 16th notes rather than like sit down and like try to play
I know.
correctly. Yeah.
That's a
Um,
different animal.
yeah, which I do sometimes for sure, but not. Yeah, I don't think I had measured enough data points there. There's some string crossings I think that caused some rhythm, like kind of
Okay.
like it felt like I was like missing some shifts, especially in the three octave, and things that might have sounded like the rhythm is inconsistent. I think overall, generally, like the default is fairly good. But what do you think? Um,
I agree with you for the most part. I think
mhm.
that you have a lot of good rhythmic control over it. Now, rhythmic control meaning is our rhythm getting squishy or splashy at any
Yeah.
point? Can I go
Hmm.
up 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 like a drummer, just
Right.
dut, 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 like dial that in
Yeah.
and go because we're not aiming for expressivity in the scale at the moment,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so got a little bit of work there, and that's mostly with the right hand, and I'll tell you
Cool.
what the right hand is doing.
Uh huh.
The right hand is adjusting to your left.
Okay. Uh huh. Interesting.
So your right hand is relegating control over the rhythm to accommodate any imperfections in the left hand,
Uh huh.
like shifts,
Yeah.
could be
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
asynchronous placement of a finger.
I think that's what I'm noticing as well.
Mhm.
Like in like a bad shift, the right hand is waiting for the left to fix
Yep.
itself or something, rather
Instead of
than just
left
like
hand going,
chugging
okay,
along. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh huh.
I'm gonna show you a way that we have where we can model our way around that
Uh
and
huh.
solve that particular problem. So that's rhythm.
Okay.
Okay, now we've got tonal control.
Uh-huh.
So tonal control to me is going to be, is there uniformity
Hmm.
in the sound of all of my notes? Are there notes that are brighter or darker than others? Are there notes that are
Yeah.
accented
Yeah.
or notes that are ghosted
Right.
in what I'm doing?
Hmm.
So think about what you did from that perspective for a second.
Yeah, I think I tend to accent the middle finger still more than the
Hmm.
index finger. That's something I've been trying to work on some,
Hmm.
but I
Oh, I know
think
you've been working on all this stuff.
yeah, yeah. I'll be honest that my attention, like I'm always looking for these things somewhat,
Hmm.
um, but so much of my attention has been in the mirror and the pinky,
Yep.
watching for the pinky and the thumb. And I've given up on the thumb most recently in like the last couple of weeks. I'm like, okay, I'm going to fix that more as we go. But the pinky is like, I think better
I
than
would
it
say that
used to be.
you've accepted the thumb on the thumb's terms
Yeah,
for
for
right now,
now.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Rather than
yeah.
give up on it, it's like, you know what? You're doing good enough.
For
Stay
now.
there. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me focus my attention on it.
I could talk more about my workflow and how I've practiced, but back to the yeah tonal. So you said like tonal color and expression
Uniform
and
attack. Well,
uniform. Uh
think
huh.
expression is another,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
expressivity of a scale is like another entire measurement system
Okay.
that we would deal with. Because we got to have kind of all four of these categories somewhat leveled out before expressivity will work well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But when I think of tonal control, now I'm just thinking about the overall sound. The Is there
Yeah.
a uniform attack?
Mm-hmm.
Are the notes uniform in color? Is there
Mm-hmm.
one
Mm-hmm.
that's brighter than the other? Is there one, like you just referred
Yeah.
to, one that has an accent or not?
Yeah.
If we were swinging, that would go more into the rhythmic control
Uh huh.
category, right?
Right.
So on occasion, there was a tiny bit of squishiness that'd go into the rhythmic box.
Yeah.
In this particular case now, go ahead, pup the metronome at 80
Uh huh. It
and
definitely
do,
sounded. Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Dude. Like the sound, the tone, like I was thinking this during it that they all sounded like a little brighter and tighter than like I like it to sound like when
That's
it's
because you're on the
more
spot.
bell like. I think it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I
That's you tightening up.
yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Right. So 80
Yeah.
okay.
Now, when we're
And
listening this time through, don't worry about the speed. We slowed it down.
okay.
What are you after when you play this scale? What's your goal?
This time around because we're
Mhm.
talking about tonal control, I want to be
Like, yeah, you
hearing
decide.
yeah, I think that that's what I want to feel. And my mind is immediately also going to enough arm adjustment
Okay.
to like in the string crossing. So that's kind
I'm
of like
gonna
tactics for that strategy. But
we're gonna take an Ethernet cable and jack into each other's brain here for a second. Okay.
okay.
Here's your goal.
Hmm.
At 80 and 16th notes, your goal is to play all of the notes with a good quality sound and evenness of tone.
Okay. Right. Uh-huh.
That's your goal right now. Go ahead and give it a shot. Remember, the first one, it's okay if you trash it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I heard
Okay.
like the first waffle doesn't count or something. When you're making
Right.
waffles, like the first
Or
one is
drywalling, the first feather doesn't matter.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you'll get it again.
Right. Okay.
See, now don't worry about the ghosted note. That already showed a lot more balance.
Yeah, I felt it.
Good. Do it again. Let's do it a couple times. Just do it till you get one that you go, yeah, I like that.
Damn it. What? Yeah, this last string crossing
I
tonight.
know. Don't
But
worry
that
about the
felt
mistake.
good. I think I was like celebrating. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, that one was good. And
you're
then,
not done yet.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Don't trip at
Yeah.
the finish line. Yeah.
Already there's a marked difference between when you were going for speed and letting those things
Right.
go as we should, at this stage. And now you got some control, which is great.
Mm.
Okay. Slow it down to 60 and do it.
Okay.
Now, what'd you hear in that one? You can turn the metronome off for a second.
I heard better tone
Yep,
generally.
absolutely.
Um, I think I also heard the middle finger accented more than the index, and especially descending. I think on the fourth string is what like I really felt one where I was like, oh, I didn't really hit it. Like
Yep.
so, it was also a feeling thing, but I think I heard it too.
So you heard exactly what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is really good because you notice that at 60 and 80,
Hmm.
there's a pretty good consistency of the quality of what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely
really
better.
good.
Yeah.
That's what we want to try to stop is
Hmm.
this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like we want that B game to be as close to that A game as possible, even if that means I'm not making my A game any better right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
we get kind of everything operating at or around the same way. So,
Yeah.
where do you think that accent's coming from?
Um, I think it is coming from making sure I land on the click and like kind of the like there's like I think it's from me trying to feel that I'm like locking in with the metronome and that like I'm trying to play the middle finger at that moment like yeah, I don't know. I think it's from always just not having the rhythm of a drummer yet. And for me, that's, I think, part of it. Um,
Okay.
and also the index finger, I've felt that it is kind of hindered by the thumb at times. Like, kind of like I'm like playing into the thumb in a way. And I think it can get worse when the thumb is bending. So like it's like kind of like it gets stopped by the thumb, so it
It's okay to
doesn't
feel
have
the
as much.
contact of the thumb. Like right now,
Yeah,
I can feel very lightly the
right.
skin of my thumb on my index finger,
Yeah,
right? But very
that's
light. The
okay. But
question is it
does it
this
hinder?
or that where it's getting stopped?
This has
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that does happen. I think.
But now take that a step further.
Hmm.
So then what's the difference in the follow through between M and I?
Well, yeah, the much different follow through. That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah, the
Okay.
much less follow through of I. Yeah.
So if you have two fingers
Hmm.
with different follow throughs, what is that going to do to your rhythm,
Yeah.
your tone,
Yeah.
right? So we start to see that a lot of the issues that you're having
Hmm.
don't necessarily come down to how fast or like a
Yeah.
question of rhythm so much as, oh, wait a minute, man. It's just like pistons in your engine, but one piston isn't going as far as the others,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So that means that's going to affect your timing and everything. So in this particular case, go to the third string really quick, pop the metronome back on 60,
Yeah.
and just alternate M and I on the open string. And I'm going to talk to you while you do it. Hear how even that is?
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Good. Eighth notes. You hear your evenness? Even rhythm, uniform tone. Good. Now 16ths. Good. Now as you go, keep doing it. And I'm going to keep talking to you. Okay? Stop trying to play fast. Do you hear what just happened to your sound? That right there, that's where you stay. Yeah, stop trying
Yeah.
and just it don't think about how fast it is. Listen to the sound that you're making
Yeah.
and how hard you try is no longer part of the equation.
Hmm.
In fact, try less
Yeah.
hard. So
Hmm.
do it again. This time think, man, I'm not even going to put any effort into this. I'm just going to be aware of my fingers alternating and the sound that I'm making.
Yeah.
Problem solved. That's it. And your hand looks beautiful. Again, going back to that hand model thing, you had no pinky straightening out. The
Yeah.
fingers were following through both to the same degree. That's the catch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's going back to the Matrix. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. It's just like
Yeah.
that's it. Your effort is now getting into your way.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because what just happened, and you noticed it when I said, now stop trying, that edge that you were talking about, that went away.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, your sound went from this to that.
Yeah.
It opened and it got rounder and it got easier.
Right.
Now, I'm gonna tell you the hard part for me
Hmm.
when I was doing this. And to be very transparent, I don't want to say it's something I struggle with anymore, but it's something I have to remind myself of when I practice.
Hmm. Hmm.
Stop trying so hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had a good, 7 years of no teacher in the beginning, and then very good instruction.
Hmm.
But I would just like you, it's like, I want this and I want that, and I want to do this and I want to play this and I want this and this and this. And that worked its way in there
Yeah.
to then having to let go of all of that
Yeah.
and trust the fingers and the sound I'm creating.
Hmm.
Maybe a little more philosophical than we want to get into, but that's it. Now, can you do that in a scale?
Hmm.
Don't worry about your preparation. Don't worry about anything. Right now, it's feeling the evenness of that follow through and using your
Yeah.
ear as you go. Great. Now, do that again and be aware of the click of the metronome on your downbeat. I heard one accented note. Other than that, man, it was real good.
Hmm.
One more time. Again, don't try. This is the easiest thing you've ever done in your life.
Hmm.
Dude, okay. Now I'm starting to get pissed off. That was so good. Like, they're the wrong
Thank you.
time. What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, this kind
No.
of tracks because I do a lot of practice in like fixing the tempo, and every week I've been increasing the tempo by 1 BPM every week and trying not to practice at slower ones, but always practicing quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, and sixteenths. And especially over the last few weeks, I've been like, oh, I can still try to get all of the dimensions working well at triplets, but sixteenths are still feeling hard. So like this tempo, I think is about triplets of 96 or 92.
Well, we'll move it up in
Right.
just a second. Go ahead and turn your metronome off for a hot second.
Sure.
Let me tell you what, I mean, you heard what I heard.
Yeah.
A really well balanced, even tone, uniform articulation and sound scale.
Yeah.
Here's what I saw. The pinky didn't go crazy,
Yeah.
and you had a great follow through, like the tightening of this and the straightening of that, gone.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And I hate to say that that's the key, but this is now the part you have to practice. You have to practice not trying so hard physically.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
hard,
doing
man.
a lot of that. Like,
It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is probably
Hmm.
the single most difficult thing I ever had to realize in my own progression back in the day was is that, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense. This is where you're starting to trust a little bit more your hands, but also having that I don't call it an awakening, but you have these awakening moments where,
Yeah.
man, I didn't work as hard, I didn't try to do it, and I got the benefits. Now we have to be able to do that
Yeah.
at 80 and 92.
Right.
That may take you a little longer. I mean, you still passed the scale jury, right? But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, here would be my commentary. It's like, yes, you met that tempo and we had to cut loose some stuff to get it.
yeah,
Now we're going to stay there. And now you can start bringing some of these things back up and
yeah.
they'll come faster,
Right,
right?
right.
Because you're not introducing that physical effort into it.
Yeah,
It's these small tightenings of the fingers and the body and the focus here. And,
yeah, yeah,
you know, um, I just looked at the chat.
yeah, yeah. We got a few people. Yeah, so Chris can read the chat now, everybody. So
Yeah,
if you have questions, feel
I've been
free
brought into the
to ask.
21st century. So, how does
Yeah,
the attack change if dynamics are introduced? Okay. The attack doesn't change so much once we start doing dynamics, but the thing that we have to be careful of is when we start getting out of this kind of monodynamic way of playing, which we're doing right now, which is just straight out kind of like, don't worry about that stuff, is we want to be able to have a controlled increase and decrease in volume without single fingers popping out like
yeah.
spikes in that curve. So if you think about like a phrase ligature on a page,
Hmm.
or a piece of music, it's not necessarily that we're following that, but we're going to use that as our guide for a crescendo and a decrescendo in our scale. You can also use it for an accelerando and ritardando in the scale. And you can do both, or you can do one, or you can do the other. The attack shouldn't change when we do that. The things that are going to change as we start getting faster is the amount of follow through that we have, which is why it's so important, like with John, what you just did, where you had that really even follow through. Now that is what's going to allow you to propel yourself because
Hmm.
these wider motions are going to start to reduce without tightening to
Hmm.
shorter motions.
Hmm.
So the attack itself doesn't change so much, except that we have less time to do things. So, like when we're talking about having very loose tip joints, the faster we go, the less loose it is, but it's still not rigid and tight. It's just we
Hmm.
can't get floppy with it because there's no time.
Hmm.
So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, judging John while he's shivering his timbers in front of he's
yeah.
doing great.
Doing my best.
So
Yeah.
that's now the thing. So let's take that and see if we can apply that to maybe 72.
Okay.
Okay. And the thing you have to keep telling yourself in your head, if you're thinking kind of like the angel and the devil on your shoulder kind of thing,
Yeah, yeah,
the devil, the little demon on your shoulder, may still be there all the
yeah.
time, but
Hmm.
it's going to be like background noise.
Yeah.
We want to kind of keep focusing on, look, man, it's just don't try to play it fast. Just move my fingers in time at that speed and
Awesome.
keep saying that to yourself in your head. Let's see what happens at 72.
Cool.
Go ahead and alternate that. Some of it was real good. We're getting a little bit of the old stuff. Go on the third string, do eighth notes and then 16th notes, reminding yourself it's not hard. There it is. When you start playing softer, you got it. That's better. That's better. Okay, now try it. Better, and certainly better than when you played it at or around that speed in the beginning. Okay. We are getting a little bit more of the tightness because somewhere in there, it's like this is harder, this is faster. It's
Hmm.
not. You can't, just don't even let that enter into your mind. Okay. Do three notes at this speed on the third string. Ba-ba-bum. Good. Do a couple of them. Nice. Just do it till you feel good. That's a good one. Very good. 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 Now go five notes. Nice. What do you notice when we do the difference between the 3 notes? Go back to 3 for a second. What do you hear different between the 5 and the 3?
I hear more index fingers. And I think that... Jeez.
Ooh,
That
that
was good.
right there.
Yeah, I felt that one.
Now, notice how we're getting that. You're using the 3 note as a sonic model.
Mm-hmm.
Do 3 again. There you go. Now do 5. Do you notice how some of the nail click and the zap is gone?
Yeah.
This is the idea when we're talking about modeling. It's like, yeah, I just need them to sound like that. I just need to put 2 more in there.
Yeah. Right.
Right? Do it again. 3 notes. Beautiful. 5 that sound just like that.
Small zap in that one.
So the zap, go ahead and turn your metronome off for a second. So what's happening when you get the that zap is the nail is touching the string before the flesh.
Yeah.
Right. And we see a lot of things out there like, well, what's the percentage of flesh to nail? I don't think that way. I don't know anyone who really thinks in terms of percentage.
Yeah.
That spot, the point of contact, is right where the nail and the flesh come together so that the flesh dampens the note on arrival.
Yeah.
And then as it leaves the string, the nail creates the sound. When you have 3 notes, you're doing that like gangbusters. 5 notes is where you lose some of that preparation. Now, I don't mean how short the note is. The shortness and longness just means how much preparation you're using. That's all.
Okay.
Right? So it's almost like occasionally you'll have a note, a finger that doesn't stop the string. How long it stops it is what determines the shortness and longness of the notes. Right? Okay. So this is also kind of the key to when you're dealing with tremolo and noiselessness and things like that. And I apologize if that furnace comes on, man. It's like a jet engine. But when we're doing this, oh, there's the zap, right? Yeah. So we want this. Right? You may hear the skin touch it, especially if your fingers are dry. Right? But what we don't want is this. Right? And literally all I'm doing to get that sound is coming straight down on that note so my nail hits it first. If your middle finger is slightly cocked like that, that also is changing the angle so that the flesh is higher up, right? And that's why when we have that nice relaxed sound, right. So you can do it here, legato, or staccato, and that's what you're after. So that you got those 5 notes just sounding like 2 more of the 3 good ones. That's what you start now zoning in on in your practice, and then getting that. Can I do those 5 notes at like 80, 86? Then apply it to your scale. Okay. So once you've got that taken care of, now when you have that, right? Luna's going
she's doing her thing.
Gymnastics. That way, now you can start to think about a string crossing or an arm motion that may or may not be assisting. But that's the key now to being able to get your scales to sound the way you want at 80, at 88, at 92. Okay, because already I'm hearing this like really incredible improvement just by you not trying so hard. You know? Cool?
Cool. Thank you. Can I ask a couple things, I guess?
Absolutely.
One, first is, if we do these every 3 months, where would you like my scales based on what you're seeing in 3 months?
Well, let's break it down. So the next threshold would be the end of the fourth semester,
Okay.
or the end of the second year, and that's what we call. I don't know why I can't think today. That's our comprehensive,
Oh,
right?
comprehensive. Okay, yeah.
So that means at the fourth semester, when you're a performance major, that's halfway through your degree.
Uh-huh.
So that's where we would do 30 minutes of memorized music. In most cases, it's Leanda and 3 Villa Lobos preludes and a tremolo piece.
Yeah. Okay.
That's changeable because some people come and they're playing Villa Lobos in their first year already. So it's like, we'll swap it out for something else.
Sure.
But now we have scales at 120.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Now, we would give them a whole year to develop that.
right.
So one has to say, if we were to now break that down,
Yeah. Between 92 to 120, but then adjusted to just a quarter.
right? So we're talking about, you know, what?
100 or something, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like kind of think about if we're going to take that year and keep you on that same timeline, 1 year from today, you'd be playing at 120. We're not waiting
Yeah.
a year.
Right.
But
Right.
according to that timeline. So in 3 months, where should you be?
Yeah. Well, I think it's like just about 8 BPM per quarter. Because 4 times 8, 32. That would put me at 124 in a year. So
Yeah.
just a hair under. Yeah. So I think. All right. So goal of 100 in 3 months. I think
We're
that's possible.
We're gonna say that it's 106.
Push- Yeah, you want to push for more. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay.
Because what we want to do is we want to try to stay as close to that timeline as possible, but we're going to juice it a little bit.
Okay.
6 BPM is a nominal increase. And if you don't hit it, you're still at the 104, 102. You're still better off. All right. And we're going to try to do it in a slightly shorter period of time.
Okay.
But the 3 months is our long game. Okay.
Okay.
So you can work it out in terms of how many BPM you need to get up, and going from 92 to 104 or 106
Yeah.
is not so big a thing. You can do. I think you could do that in like a month and a half, to be honest with you.
Cool.
The thing that might take you the long part is now you have to bring all these things with you. So now you can hear how even your rhythm is, dude. You got nothing to worry about there.
Right.
Your rhythm's real good.
Yeah.
The question is your rhythm
Quality.
being affected by something in that tonal category
Yeah. Yeah.
and the technical category, right? So now the thing to start practicing is not trying,
Right.
and to keep reminding yourself. I don't care how many times you have to say it in your head. Stop trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just move your fingers in time.
Yeah.
Don't try. Don't push.
Perfect.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is that you need to say to yourself up here, Rhythm Doctor paid off.
It's been helping, man. Yeah.
So we're taking steroids for scales. Should have learned the piano. I said, no.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to go there.
And while we're reading chat, Garrigon, I'm going to step in as the student/new teacher. You do not need this level of intricacy to play enjoyable music.
No.
You know, like most people aren't going to notice this. This is at this point for me, you know, and to impress other guitarists. And subconsciously, on a subconscious level, non-guitarists. But, like, you can play the guitar and you can play beautiful music without, like, you don't have to have this level of detail to play enjoyable music. That's my hot take.
The level of detail that, because think about, I mean, details are things that are small but important. They're not
Yes.
more important necessarily than anything else. But the details that we, like, essentially, I want to sound like this, whatever that is. You can say, I want to play Lagrima like David Russell or Pepe Romero. Great, okay. So what are the components necessary for that? So we always have to deal with big to little,
Yeah.
right? Most of the time, I don't know about you all, when I was out there on my own from like age, I don't know, whatever, 11 to 17, it was all details. Everything was details. Not, if it was electric guitar, I was thinking about the gear rather than how well to use the gear I have.
Yeah.
And that to me is a little bit of how this works, is to say, how do I get the best sound possible?
Right.
And the closer you get to that goal, the more it becomes detail oriented.
Yeah.
And so it's like we're always working with the same amount of stuff in terms of whatever our difficulty is. But it's like now we're talking about these really fine tuning refinements in how to pluck a string to get the sound that we want. We don't deal with that up front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
at the appropriate time.
At the appropriate time. That's what I'm
dealing with those things too soon. Now you just have too much to deal with.
Right. Absolutely.
So that the things I deal with are really no different than the things you or anybody else deals with, except how minute and microscopic those things are.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you can't deal with anything you can't hear yet. So that's why it's always a progressive thing, going from, hey man, am I moving my fingers right and I'm going to make a good sound? Am I playing in time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To, how am I moving my fingers right? How do I want that sound to sound? Right? Do I play it with rubato or straight? So all of these details become critical at the level that you're at. Yeah. Never like this.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
So that's my 2 cents there.
Cool. So my next question, I think I'm on the same train of thought as you. On, I can get to some goal, and we can talk about exactly what X equals in 3 months. My strategy was going to be, okay, let's reset back, because at 92, I've noticed that I've lost the level of comfort and the level of like tone quality. For the last few weeks, it's been like, okay, I just want to make sure I can like get as much of that as I can and hit 92, reset, and then work 1, 2, whatever BPM per week back up to with the new goal. Because it's just in terms of like workflow, it's been a pretty big unlock for me to like just think, for this week I'm at 89, right?
Yeah.
And the metronome is not hitting any other numbers. I'm not trying to like also do speed bursts at 120 on the open string. Right. Like, if I still see issues with the thumb at 89, like, why am I trying to develop my super speed if my goal is this? And then, but do the gear shifts of quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, and sixteenths. My thought was like, reset to 80, or what do you think? 60, 72? What is the number to kind of
60 is always good just for getting a nice control warm-up speed. But think about, if I say to you, what's the difference between starting over and starting at the beginning?
Well, very different, because starting at the beginning is all the lessons that you haven't learned yet.
And what does starting over mean?
Starting over is like, well, I guess, the words could mean the same thing. Like, they can be interpreted that way, but like, it's more like, I want to do another lap through, like from a tempo like 60 or 80, and take the lessons learned and try to refine more level of detail and try to bring more of it with me. Yeah.
See, the cool thing is that it only matters what you think about it, because to me, I think about those two things exactly the opposite, and it doesn't matter. So for me, in my vocabulary, starting at the beginning means I'm just starting at the beginning of that process.
I see.
But starting over means I'm going back to day one.
Got it. Yeah, but
so
if for you are thinking,
right? Yeah. If you thought the same thing but swap those words, I don't care. It's what matters to you. Right. So okay, now I'm going to do it again and start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Versus now I have to start over.
Right? Yeah.
That's a very important, and so if you flip those words, it doesn't matter. Whichever one to you is this thing that says, cool, now I just have to repeat that process from its inception. That's the important thing. So you don't have to go back to day one
Mm-hmm.
and build them all back up. Start at 70. If 70 is a comfortable place for you, go there.
Yeah.
You may find that you could start at 80. Start at
Cool.
80, because that's what we're trying to do. Everything that we're doing right now to me is about the how we're thinking about what we're doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because this is now where a lot of the work needs to come for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
when for instance, someone may put in a good year of
Mm-hmm.
playing, but they feel like they've made no progress because they don't enjoy the sound that they're making.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Interesting.
we fix
Yeah.
the sound and all of a sudden, oh wow, this is great. Or maybe they got a great tone, but they can't make technical progress because they're stuck in, oh, I'm afraid to sound bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's all we always have to kind of let go of some of these things as we're moving forward, but then we can stop and bring all that stuff with us, and that's where you're at,
Yeah.
you know? Then the next thing is taking any piece that you got that has a scale in it and
Yeah.
doing these things in that study, and then the things in that study in that piece. And that's how you
Right.
transfer it into your rep.
Yep. Yep. That
There
makes
you go.
sense. Yeah.
All right, I'm reading chat. Why even think about technique and tone when I haven't yet waited 14 months for a spruce top that only resonates if it's emotionally validated to be handcrafted by a luthier in his mom's basement?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Yeah. Gear. Gotta get the right gear. Yeah.
I'll tell you that there was a time
Mm-hmm.
where when you hear some of these pro players, like in fact, I wish I could recall where that master class was. I think it was at Arizona, University of Arizona, and it was David Russell because he was artist in residence there, and he was teaching a young person, early college, and they had kind of it wasn't a concert level instrument. I'd say it might have been even a nice end Yamaha or something like that. It was the kind of thing was like a couple hundred rather than a couple thousand
Right.
dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So not what we would consider to be a great
Yeah.
instrument, but a good student instrument.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, let me see your guitar." And he played on that. It still sounded like David Russell. It
Yeah.
was still like you've never heard a $500 Yamaha sound so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing is like, yeah, gear does make a difference, but use knowing how to use the gear we have
Yeah.
is the lesson that I'm learning in all of the engineering stuff that I'm teaching myself is that yeah, these expensive plugins have certain sounds and colors, but that compressor and this compressor, they're still doing the same thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, can I do it with the free version? And then what is that expensive version? Is there something about that color of that thing that, ooh, yeah, I gotta have that because I like that sound.
Yeah.
But do I know how to use it? And that's always the thing.
Yeah.
But it never hurts to have a really nice expensive guitar when you're starting out either.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
stayed on like a $500 guitar for very long. Like, I think I took my RCM7 with like a $500 or $300 guitar, and in that exam he was like, "I've got a friend in California. You should maybe consider like investing in a better guitar." I was like, "Okay, well, like at this point, like if people are telling me that the gear might be limiting,
There comes a
um,
point when you can
yeah,
no longer do what you need to on that. That's how you know when it's good. I see someone said,
yeah,
yeah, the Yamaha C40. Those guitars are perfectly set up and they stay in tune forever. It's
oh really,
insane. You
yeah,
know that camp I teach at in Maine?
oh yeah, mm-hmm.
We put the guitars away for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's like below zero, and they're climate controlled, but only to a degree.
Uh huh,
Man, I get up there in June, I pull those things out, they're still in tune.
that's amazing, yeah,
My guitar now is like I look at it wrong, and
yeah,
oh, it's going out of tune. So there's something to that, and they all feel identical,
yeah,
And so yeah, man. I can't remember what mine was when I was a kid. I had a Takamine for a little while,
mm.
but I had a Yamaha. It might have been like a G10 or something like that. I can't remember. It was so long ago.
Cool.
So
Thank you. Yeah, and then I know that my arpeggio technique is more developed, I guess, or
yeah,
I've played more pieces with arpeggio. And we'll do another thing sometime.
our goal
Yeah,
is not to not do those things, but to do
right.
them less frequently.
Yeah.
Just like this is what needs your attention. So this is
Yeah.
where we're like 80% scale development, 20% arpeggio development. That's more
Right.
maintain and improve, you
Yeah.
know?
Uh-huh.
You
That
know.
makes sense.
So
Cool. Ooh, Mean
we're
Mr.
seeing some good
Musician. I
stuff.
remember in the Discord he said, "Who's your teacher's name?" He knew you, Chris. Mean Mr. Musician's in conservatory.
Mean.
Doctor, what's his name again? Yeah, he's preparing for his recital.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, well, I'll figure this out later, but
So I need to upgrade my 1000 to prepare for learning about. I've had
yeah,
students that get right out of the gate and they spend a couple grand on a really nice guitar.
yeah,
Awesome. I think that there's this idea that you have to work on a piece of junk to earn a
uh-huh.
nicer instrument. And just
Yeah,
because I did that out of necessity
yeah,
doesn't mean that everyone needs to do that like cutting their teeth or something.
right,
They're still got they just got a little bit of a head start, on
yeah,
getting a better sound.
yeah.
It's a tricky thing. Oh, you study with Bustos. Tell him I said hi.
Shout
I haven't
out to
seen him in a
Doctor.
long time, man.
Yeah, shout out to Doctor Bustos. Okay, well, thank you so much. I see Skittles isn't yet tuning into the Zoom, so I don't know if anybody has any last moment questions. I'll mention yesterday. Yesterday's stream was crazy. I don't know if you saw a
I
post about
didn't.
this.
Yes.
Yeah, it. So I made a post. That's why I'm asking. Like, I didn't think that you would tune into it, but yeah, more than 100 viewers. It peaked at 148 concurrent audience.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like I just kept playing music, and it was just like a concert for 4 hours, and I was like, all right, we've got more than 100 people there here. Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was pretty
I see
incredible.
one. Am I fond of Vojislav Ivanovic? Not only am I fond of Voya, but he and his wife Alexandra were guests of ours here a couple years back, and they got stuck here, so they were sleeping right upstairs for a couple days. And they're two of the most wonderful people that I have had the pleasure of meeting in my life.
That
They're just fantastic.
is
I
so
love them.
cool.
I love the way they play. I Voya translated for me when I was over in Bosnia,
Mhm.
and it was great. Yeah, they're fantastic.
Small world. Small world.
Yeah,
All right,
those were
well,
your professors. Well, tell them I said hi and I miss them.
that is so cool.
Tell them get
Boy,
back to the States.
that is so cool. Small world, y'all. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Chris. So we will. No, you weren't born in Bosnia, were you? No.
No, I was
No.
I see you were in Bosnia. Yes, I was out
In.
there for the Sarajevo Festival in 2017. I had to look on the wall for the poster.
That is so cool.
So that was what? Oh, that was 8 years ago. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will now be doing a lesson with my student, Justin. And yeah, thank you. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into this. Yeah, this was a pleasure. Like and subscribe if anybody's watching the video, the replay after the fact. Thanks for watching. Okay.
Bye, everybody.